Hi, how's everybody doing? It's Paul from Magpie 24/7 out and about, heading to Graft actually the day after, or the morning after the day before, and I was not expecting yesterday to pan out the way that it did, in all honesty. One of the most surreal atmospheres, quietest atmospheres at St James's Park I've ever known. No real sense of sort of anger, just frustration mixed with disbelief, I think, was the greatest thing to take away from yesterday's score for Newcastle United 1, Chris Wood 3. I couldn't believe it, to be honest. I thought my senses were failing me. You know, I'm watching Chris Wood and I'm watching him run rings on our defence and our team, and I'm sort of sitting there wondering to myself, what's going on? This isn't Chris Wood. This can't be right. I can't believe what I'm witnessing here. But oh my word, the new manager bounce must be real. The new manager bounce must be real. This is a team that's won, I think, twice since getting promoted back to the Premier League away from home. It's just got humped. It's just got pounded. Lost at home, didn't it, to Bournemouth. Were well defeated against Fulham. And then they come up to St James's Park and the Forest fans are singing how shit must you be, we're winning away, and we're like, yeah, this is shit. That was as bad as it's been for a long time. Certainly the worst game under Eddie Howe, and I want to start with Eddie Howe because there's been a lot of things getting wrote on social media. I try to stay away from looking too much at what's happening in the news feed after a defeat, because it's always sort of blown up, it's emotive, it's spur of the moment comments that are being made. A few people with the old, well, Eddie Howe's the run, etc, etc, etc. Look, I understand the frustration, I understand that you're pissed off, I understand that yesterday wasn't good enough, Luton wasn't good enough. It's not good enough to not get any points out of Luton away and Forest at home, but you know, we've got to put it in a greater context. But at the same time, Eddie Howe has to realise that he has made mistakes. There's no doubt about it. You can't sugarcoat these things. You know, I put up a thing yesterday. We've lost 6 and 7, and people go, "Well, no, it's not. It's 5 and 7." Trying to cling on to the chat. You can't sugarcoat these things. You cannot say to me that Chelsea was a win. I'm saying that we got knocked out. We lost on penalty kicks. We lost. It's 6 and 7. The only victory we've had in the last 7 games was against Fulham, that 3-0 victory. So let's put it into that context. We're not playing great. They're not playing the Newcastle United way under Eddie Howe, and there is mitigating circumstances. Of course there is, but at the end of the day, mitigation only takes you so far of the way. I understand the frustration, but it's not really at Eddie Howe. You know, we had an iffy summer transfer window. Tonali and Harvey Barnes, our 2 major purchases. We haven't seen hardly anything of them. What we have seen has been encouraging, don't get me wrong. I think they'll be great players, but we haven't seen anywhere near enough from either one of those two. And then, you know, we signed a couple of fullbacks. That was basically the summer transfer window, and I think it's coming to bite us in the arse a little bit. Yes, there are players coming back, that is positive. It takes them a while to get back up to speed. Yes, of course it does. These are all mitigating factors. You know, you got players coming back after long injury lays, trying to get back into the speed of things, into the swing of things and stuff, and it doesn't quite happen straight away. Eddie Howe was trying to go back to the defence that did so well last season. However, you got one missing ingredient in that yesterday, and I thought yesterday highlighted this even more. Nick Pope's missing. There's, you know, you've got last season's defence, I understand. To me, I still play Livramento because I think Dan Burns' lack of pace got exposed time and time again, and Eddie didn't adjust quick enough in the match, if I'm being you know, as harsh and critiquing as much as possible. But the one change comes in goal. Dubravka looks a shadow of himself. I'm sorry, but he really does look a shadow of his former self when he was the undisputed Newcastle United #1. He doesn't look anything like that these days. So indecisive. He comes out, he comes back. Shall I run? Shall I not? Shall I come to take this? Shall I not? And time again yesterday, he was sending all sorts of mixed messages out. He does not instill the same confidence. He hasn't got the same aura or the same, you know, dominating personality that you would off a Nick Pope. And I think one of the things that we need now to look at in this January transfer window is the goalkeeping position. You know, we've got Loris Karius there, which I think is a decent second or third choice. But Dubravka, I don't think is up to the job, to be honest. Not in this formation. You know, perhaps with 3 in front, 5 at the back sort of formation like Rafa used to play or Bruce used to on certain games. It might suit him a little bit better, but that's not Eddie Howe's way his formation is to play 4 at the back. And I just don't think he looks right in that formation. Let me know what you think down below, because I could literally be so well wide of the mark. I used to love Dubravka to bits, but like I say, I'm not saying it. I've not got that confidence currently in the bloke. I really don't, because like I said, when we signed Nick Pope, I was like, do we need to be signing a keeper? We've got Dubravka. But games like this, games like yesterday, highlight the fact to me that yes, we do. And we need more. We need more than just goalkeeper, because we didn't do enough in the summer. And that is biting us in the arse now, because we haven't got the squad to be able to deal with the demands and the challenges which we now currently face. So the lack of striking alternatives, the lack of a plan B is biting us in the arse. Midfield, various positions across the midfield area is causing us issues at the moment. Miggy yesterday had one of his worst games ever. I was really hoping that with the crowd behind him, you know, we'd get the Miggy back who, you know, absolutely terrorised PSG, who played a blinder during the PSG game. However, we did not. You know, he had the opportunity to put us 2-0 up, not forgetting that. We could have been 2-0 up and absolutely, utterly cruising. No, he fluffed his lines. And I said when he got to about the halfway line, I said, look, I said to Carl next to us, we're not awake, we're not alert, we're not switched on, we're feeling sorry for ourselves again. It's going to bite us in the arse. And literally 10 seconds later, the ball's in the net. And there was a little bit of that, and I don't know whether the players are sinking into the mentality. They're hearing about fatigue, they're hearing about injuries constantly, and they're hearing all these excuses, and are they sort of just like, well, it's the easy option, it's the easy way out. It was refreshing to hear Kieran Trippier speaking after the match yesterday, holding his hands up saying, look, my form is absolutely dog shit, he's going to do something about it. The buck stops with him, and that the team and the lads will bite back, and I've no doubt that they will, bounce back, bite back, fight back, because of the characters that we've got in there. You know, this is the team that's delivered Champions League football and a cup final this year, so I've no doubt about it. There is quality in the team, and there is a desire to bounce back and to put the record straight. I think we need to go back to a little bit of the old shithousen ways, if I'm being honest. I think we're being far too nice, far too easy. You know, we're trying to take it to the opposition, but I thought too many times yesterday we were attacking, and then when we were attacking and we lost the ball, which we just did time and time again, against a very much counter-attacking on the Forest side, we left ourselves absolutely open. We didn't defend individually or collectively as a unit, and we were just exposed time and time again. And every time we went forward and lost it, I was shitting myself at the back, because let's face it, you know, they could have scored a couple of goals in the first half. It could have been 4, 5, 6. I don't think we'd have had many complaints about it, because they deserved it. They did more to be able to get the points than what we did. We didn't deserve it one little bit. The spot cake, a little bit of quality, and I think the one shining light from yesterday was the man of the moment. Not officially classed as a man yet, is he? Still classed as a child. Unbelievable, Louis Miley. Quality to win the penalty kick, of course, but not just that. He ran. He covered every blade that he could. And there's other players that need to look long and hard in the mirror, in my opinion, because they're not putting the shift in. They're not putting the graft in like they have done previously. And that should fall well below the standards. Eddie Howe didn't shy away from any media duties after the game. You know, he talked about the need to get them in for training. They haven't been training. It's literally been game recovery, and they need the training. They need, clearly, the guidance and the time on the training pitches to be able to work on things. Because even things like the set pieces, it's not working. I mean, it was great to see when Trippier was coming over to take the corners and stuff. Everybody was, you know, singing his name, singing his song, really trying to boost him, encourage him after his own personal issues and struggles recently. But yeah, that's not working. The sort of flow of the team isn't working, and the run that we're on is shite. Is Eddie Howe under pressure? Yes. Everybody in Newcastle United is constantly under pressure. I've no doubt about it. And the pressure will have been cranked up on Eddie Howe. No doubt about that. Is he in pressure of losing his job? That's a completely separate and different thing. And no, he's not. He's got enough credit in the bank. He's doing enough for the club. You know, to get the club back and stuff like that and support. And it is over now to some of the other people to be able to help Eddie Howe out of a difficult situation. Like you touched on before, they should have been doing more over the summer. They didn't, and it is now biting us, you know, in the arse. We've got some very, very difficult, tricky games. Anfield, you wouldn't expect much out of a trip to Anfield. Look, even if we're getting something out of it towards the end of the game, the referees will sure to be shag us over, as is normal. So, you know, we don't have the best record down there. So we'll see how that one goes. We've got the Sunderland game, of course. We've got Manchester City coming up. We've got Aston Villa coming up. These are not easy games, but you've got to tough it out. You know, when the chips are down, you learn a lot more. I think Eddie Howe will have learned some stuff from his players as well. I think there will probably be some changes personnel wise for the Liverpool game, and you know, I think changes were probably needed again yesterday, probably earlier, more decisive. I was surprised with Dan Burn at left back. I thought Dan Burn had one of his poorest games. He was getting skinned time and time again, and it was obvious that we needed pace in the full back positions. And I don't know what Tino Livramento has done wrong to find himself on the bench, because he has literally been one of our best players, full stop. Never mind in full backs, never mind anywhere else, never mind trying to, you know, put him into the system. I heard people suggestions, well, could he play further forward? Could Trippier play further forward to rest Miggy? You know, play Trippier and Livramento. He should be one of the first names on the team sheet for me. He was being of the very, very highest order. Isak, I thought, did all right as well yesterday, in bursts, in sections. But again, he's missed time. It's going to take him back, you know, a little while to get back into the swing of things. Callum Wilson didn't look great. The entire rest of the defence didn't look great. Midfield, the balance didn't really work. I think we missed Joe Linton's physicality until he come on, but by the time he comes on, the game's absolutely a lost cause at that point. But yeah, I think coming out of the game, I think everybody yesterday was just numb. There wasn't booing or anything really like that at the 90 minutes. I thought that there might be, because that was a terrible performance and a shitty result, following on from another shitty performance and a shitty result. But, you know, there wasn't. There was just a sense of disappointment and frustration on leaving St James's Park yesterday. But the fixtures are what the fixtures are. Hopefully, you know, playing top quality opposition brings the best out of them. And it's not a case of, you know, getting schooled at the end of the day. Massive game, of course, coming up in the Cup as well. That'll be their Cup final, no doubt about it. And they will sense an opportunity. But, you know, Newcastle United going there should know that they've got better quality, better players, and if we sort out a few of these issues, get some training done on the training pitches, work on a few things, we're capable of playing 1,000% better than what we have been. So, you know, the only way is up. We're on our asses a little bit at the moment, but yeah, the club needs to rally around Eddie Howe and the players, and they really need to just sort of gear them up, and we move on. That's all we can do at the moment. But, you know, like I said, I thought I'd be angry and pissed off at the end, but like I said, I'm just absolutely numb with shock at the moment. But for everything that has been achieved this year, and it has been a fantastic year for Newcastle United, Cup final, Champions League, some great results along the way. There has been some, you know, bumps in the road, but we're going to expect that. This was expected. You look at the Amazon documentary, they predicted that this sort of shit would happen last season. But yeah, interesting January ahead, interesting rest of the season. But the wheels have fallen off a little bit, so it's up to the players to put the graft in to try and, you know, turn it around. And I've no doubt, there's no doubt that there is the quality in there to be able to do that, and there are players there. You know, this isn't the days gone by where we've had the fucking mercenaries in, your Michael Owens of the world. I think there is a group of players there who care deeply about Newcastle United. I think there's a couple of dodgy ones, you know, players who you just don't, we don't seem to see anything off. You have your Manquillos. When was the last time you was actually physically fucking seen, checked on? We need a welfare check for Javier Manquillo. Where the fuck he's at, I don't know. I really, really don't. And then we've got like situations with like Tonali. Tonali's off in Dubai whilst, you know, we're struggling. And a lot of that is because we put a lot of our eggs into that basket, you know what I mean? It sends out the wrong messages. I think even when the players are injured and unavailable, they should be there. They should be on Tyneside supporting the rest of the lads when Newcastle United is playing. And the Tonali situation, especially so. You know, he's messed up, yet he's off getting a holiday in Dubai while the rest of the lads are getting absolutely tonked by Nottingham Forest Storm. It just doesn't look very good, does it, from the outside in? But it is what it is. You know, he's being daft. He's getting the help. The club is supporting him. That is great. But I think sometimes you need to think about what you're doing a little bit more carefully. I'd love holiday to Dubai, but I'm getting ready for graft this morning. Can't really be bothered. Not in the mood for it. And nobody better start. So that's as simple as that, because I'm not in the fucking mood for that sort of shit. I'll tell you that for now. But yeah, that's my opinion on yesterday's game. I'm shocked. I'm numb. I'm surprised. I cannot believe it, but still totally behind the lads and Eddie Howe. We've got to turn it around, whether that's back to the dark arts, that's back to Shithausen 101, whatever it takes. I'm all game for that. So yeah, difficult game coming up next on New Year's Day, of course, Liverpool, but yeah, stranger things. It would be typical, wouldn't it, Newcastle United, to go on this run and all of a sudden go to Anfield and just pull one out of the bag. So fingers crossed for that one. So yeah, let me know what you thought about the game down below. Yeah, thank you for your amazing support for Magpie 24/7 over the course of the year. What 138,000 followers across social media it's absolutely mind-blowing. It means so much. We don't do it for any other reason than, you know, we love Newcastle United, we love talking about it, bringing all the information, all the news, views, opinions on all sides of the debate on Magpie 24/7. We love doing that. So thank you for your continued support. I hope you have a great rest of the Christmas break and a fantastic New Year's celebration. We will be back ready for the Liverpool game. Nice easy assignment really, isn't it? Looking forward to it. I'll look forward to it even more if we can get a fucking result. Anything, a draw, Shithausen, anything will be absolutely fantastic. Yeah, so take care. Like I said, hope you had a lovely Christmas, a great New Year, and I will speak to you later. Keep it tuned.